Notorious News, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what happens in 2024. So I'm going to be going through each month and telling you what happened in that month, and we're going to be going back on our footage from the past year here at Notorious News, looking back at our old videos from this year to see what happened. So let's start with January 2024, where the big headline in many news sources was the post office scandal, and we also covered this here at Notorious News.
In post offices recently, and wrong accusations of fraud within post offices. So lots of post office managers have been accused of taking money from their post offices, wrongly accused of fraud, taking money from their post offices when they weren't supposed to. But these
Next, it was February, and one of the top stories from this month was Northern Ireland getting new leaders to run the country.
Northern Ireland have not had a First Minister or a Deputy First Minister for around 2 years because they've had arguments about what to do with their government, basically. So that means that there hasn't been a First Minister and Deputy First Minister in Northern Ireland. But there now is some new leaders. The new First Minister is Michelle O'Neill.
Now, for the next month, in March, we don't have actually any footage to show you for this story, but Kate Middleton, otherwise known as the Princess of Wales, she announced that she had cancer after receiving treatment. Okay, so she announced in March that she had cancer, and like I said, I don't have any footage to show you for that. But we do have footage for another story which we covered, which was about gladiators. Because I'm sure you'll know that earlier this year, there was a BBC TV show called Gladiators, which made a revival. And I interviewed Millie about it.
Can you tell me what Gladiators is in brief, please?
So Gladiators is a show in which each and every episode, 4 contestants in which 2 are male and 2 are female compete against the gladiators. Now the final winner will now become the whole winner of the show, and yeah.
So in April, I talked about some news about the app WhatsApp.
Because of the age restriction for the app. Because up until recently, well, the app has been an app for a minimum of a 16-year-old. The age restriction for WhatsApp was a minimum of 16 years of age. But Meta, the group that runs WhatsApp, have now reduced the age restriction to 13 years old.
In May, I talked about Minecraft celebrating its 15th birthday.
15th birthday. Yes, it did turn 15 very recently. So firstly, let's say a big happy birthday to Minecraft. But anyway, so Minecraft turned 15 on the 17th of May.
In June, I reported from Scotland about farmers being paid below the minimum wage.
At a farm in Scotland to share with you some more information about this farming issue. So, according to the Agricultural Recruitment Agency, Real Success, farmers are now paying staff low wages, under the minimum wage in fact. Not only is this causing catastrophic financial consequences for workers, especially
And in June, I also talked about the world's ugliest dog.
Who is from the state of Oregon in the United States has a muscular disorder and at 10 weeks old was diagnosed with canine distemper. However, this does not stop Wildfang, and despite his unconventional appearance, he charmed the judges with his crazy fur and lolling tongue.
In July, I had multiple things to talk about. The first one was about a cow chase in Yorkshire.
You can see here, a boy is running away from something. Now, if you didn't know what this video is about, you probably wouldn't guess. He was running away from cows, because yes, the cows were following him. Luckily, he was quite far ahead of the cows, and there were no injuries involved. But as you can see,
and another thing which I talked about in July was about Notorious News's 1 year anniversary.
Myself put a disco background and disco music on because it is my 1 year anniversary of the channel today. It is officially 1 year since my channel started out. July 29th, 2023 was when my channel officially started. It's now the same date in 2024, officially 1 year. Absolutely amazing.
Let's now move on to August, and one of the stories I covered in August was about an island being for sale in the UK.
An island named Drake's Island is up for sale off the coast of Plymouth in the UK. The 6-acre island has lots of history, spectacular views, and of course a private beach. Sir Francis Drake.
Another story I covered in August was about the new oldest living person.
There's now a new oldest living person in the world. They are Tamika Atuka from Japan, and they are currently 116 years old.
And another story I covered in August was about the oldest skydiver.
Manette Bailey from Suffolk jumped from a plane at a whopping 7,000 feet. That's equivalent to 2,133 metres at Beccles Airfield. This incredible jump was to celebrate her 102nd birthday.
Let's now go to September, where I talked about the UK's kindest man.
Daily for 3 years. The good deeds that he showed include donating to homeless charities and children's homes. Because of these actions, he was awarded a statue in his honour. Well, the statue, which shows Sebi with a cape and in a hero's pose.
Now let's talk about October, where I talked on a show about the lorry that got stuck in Cornwall.
As a van got stuck in Cornwall, in England. It got jammed in the village of Forder in a narrow lane, as you can see here. The lorry was delivering seed, but unluckily took a wrong turn. This meant it became stuck, wedged between a house and a wall in the village.
Next, let's go to November, where I talked about the treehouse inspired by Narnia.
So here, if you give the table a little bit of a tap, you can see, so it's essentially shadow art. The shadow of the woman is interacting with the tree, which is obviously creating the shadow.
And finally, let's talk about this month in December, where we did talk about the crows that returned to the wild after previously being named as extinct. The Hawaiian crow was actually named as extinct over 20 years ago in 2022. But now, after long-term efforts and determination, the crows have been released back into the wild. So that is pretty much it on what has happened this year, our year in review here at so by clicking on the channel icon, which is on your screens